The Russians, to us, they kept saying wonderful, but they arm-twisted the Central Asian republics to withdraw co-sponsorship of the G4 resolution. And when we asked our respective Russian counterparts, they said, we know nothing about this. Have they actually withdrawn co-sponsorship? We never heard about it. That's the kind of stuff. So all the five were opposed. Of course, the worst was the Chinese. I mean, without doubt, the worst was the Chinese. And the Chinese made clear to everybody, Japan is a no-no, India is a no-no. We will never allow these two countries to become permanent members. That's a fact. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for your candid response. Thank you very much. Another question for you. Do you think India's foreign policy, when facing with a conflict between interests and principles, what does India normally do?
I hope we speak principles and we do interests.
Okay. Then the last question of the day is from the Chinese standpoint, and this is Rupendra Singh Parmar, CM Fellow Government of Gujarat. Is he here? Yes. From the Chinese standpoint, the US is arrayed along China's periphery with a long-term presence in Japan and South Korea, strong ties with Thailand and the Philippines, a blossoming partnership with India. Do you see the growing military role of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, as a counter to this?
Before coming to SCO, let me make two remarks. I was not being facetious when I said we should speak principles and act ground realities. That is what every country does. That's what the United States does. That's what Russia does. That's what the Chinese do. So we should not be too shy. We should not be too coy in saying that we don't really always practice what we preach. We like to preach principles, but we would like to act on solid
pragmatic.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's nothing wrong in we are not isolated in this. The second thing, you said the Chinese are adopting the Americans are adopting a certain strategy. The Chinese are adopting a certain strategy. The famous string of pearls theory on India's periphery as practiced by the Chinese. Whether it's Sri Lanka, whether it's Maldives, whether it is Pakistan, whether it's Nepal, whether it's Myanmar. So it's once again, I think it's for us to be prepared, for us to strengthen ourselves, for us to be more effective. I think that's what I would say. We have been trying to become full-fledged members of this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, but I don't think we have succeeded yet. We are observers, or we are somewhere there. But again, I think we must look at all these groupings and organizations as providing us with opportunities, whether it is BRICS, whether it's IPSA, whether it is G77, whether it is Indonesian Rim Association. These are all opportunities to enhance our own standing, our own position. Similarly, the SCO might also give us a slightly more enhanced, if we ever become members of APEC, as many people are now talking, that again will give us. But ultimately, the image cannot become more powerful than the reality. The more we become internally strong, the better will be our image abroad. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. Please give them a warm round of applause. I think they've defended themselves so well. Thank you very much. I want to remind all of you that there are 3 papers that have been circulated to you as you walked into the room. They are beautiful papers. Something that one is by Ambassador Nalin Suri when he had come to IIM Ahmedabad recently, and he talks about, do you want to compete with China or do you want to cooperate with China? And I think it's a beautiful analysis. The other one is by Ambassador Shyam Sharan on China in the 21st century, why India needs to know about China's worldview. And this is the second annual K. Subramaniam Memorial Lecture copy that we have shared with you. The third is a recent address by the External Affairs Minister on India's external environment and current foreign policy challenges at the Institute of South Asian Studies in Singapore. And this also these are all brief papers. They are only 4 or 5 pages, but they do give you a flavor of the current issues that a lot of that we have discussed today. So thank you very much. I think my role is over now. And Mr. Agarwal, take over.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for handling the session nicely. And special thanks to the audience for asking such interesting questions. Now I request Sri Arvind Agrawal to present a memento to Mr. A. Gopinathan. I request Sri Sunil Parekh to present a memento to Ms. Riva Ganguly Das. I request Dr. Gauri Trivedi, Director SIRD, SPIPA, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is probably the most difficult part because I think everybody is keen to close the session today, but I would be failing in my duty if I didn't do this. I want to first thank the two distinguished speakers who are here on the dais with us. Ambassador Gopinathan, Excellency, you spoke so beautifully, and as a retired officer, I know you took certain liberties which were very much appreciated by the audience, especially by the students of SPIPA and the students of NIRMA. The insight into the politics, the current military scenario there would be much appreciated by the officers of the defense who are here with us today. Thank you, Mrs. Das, for being with us today, for heading the initiative which is just, you said, very recent by the Ministry of External Affairs of sharing information with the general public. Your insight would be of particular interest for the business community, which is very vibrant in Gujarat. Pardon the use of the word vibrant, but it is very popular in Gujarat today. Thank you both for being with us and for making the session so lively. Thank you also for initiating the public diplomacy series of lectures with us today. I would be failing in my duty if I didn't thank Mr. Parekh and the PAN IIT Gujarat alumni for helping us in SPIPA with this endeavor. As the DG said to us, this is our third endeavor, but for us in SPIPA, this is something really new to us, and we thank august organizations like yours for being partners with us in this endeavor. Thank you. I would also thank the media for being with us here today and for giving everybody such a patient thing, and I know you will all stand by the Chatham rules that Mr. Parekh has reminded us once more about. I also thank members of the audience for being with us and all my colleagues here in SPIPA for making this morning come afternoon session so wonderful for each of us and for being such an enriching audience. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now the program comes to an end. Thank you all and have a good day. Thank you.